Making my way downtown, but I'm about to go over the market, 'cause it's not looking so good. Not in a horrible fucking way, but just a little bad. Okay, all right, guys. So, Bitcoin, time and date, Arizona time. Let's see what we have here. No crazy. Oh, what's going on here? Let's see. Amplifiers, micro. Right, Bitcoin. Yes, that's another thing right there, too. Notice how you pay attention to the red folders and orange, but occasionally, normally it's just your red folders. Orange folder, there has to be something that's actually important. There's a lot of slight red, orange folder that happened during the weekend or throughout weeks. And the orange folder, I mean, it's data features that politics are gonna say that could move the market a little bit. But your red folders is like your unemployment, your CPI, your PPI. You keep hearing, you're going to hear all these words every week, every month, over and over and over. And then you start noticing what to pay attention to. It's very easy because people just say data. And then cause you see the news or you see your so many people that talk about stocks and market that they say data so many times, but their data could be differently because they analyze the market through numbers or through geopolitical events are happening. So there's all kinds of ways to analyze the market. For example, I analyze the market through my own way. I didn't go to. I joined a group. You learn the same basic shit that you learn on YouTube, your support, your assistance, your trend lines, and whatnot. So I didn't take no action in it. I actually left. I was introduced to Bitcoin. Started doing my own fucking way of analyzing market. That's what I mean by that. So, anyways, I keep saying that this three candle in the monthly time frame is very important for Bitcoin. Because if you also pay attention to the other coins, they're saying the same thing, especially if you go down to your dailies and weeklies. So, anyways, let's pay attention to Bitcoin right now. Recently, we had a little drop. I know I say this: S&P 500 and Bitcoin and Ethereum are synchronized. So, normally, since we left off on good news this weekend, crypto should have done the slide, rally move throughout the weekend. It starts Saturday night, or Saturday night will hold and have this little fake out, and as we get to Sunday, it'll have this push on up, especially by 1 in the morning or 5 in the morning Sunday. And this time it didn't. It was holding the same price. All these coins, the important ones, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, were holding this down pressure point. And also, I mentioned there was a daily three candle box for Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think. And Bitcoin, anyways, I'll point it out right now. So the fact that it started dropping right now is telling me that there was either a tweet or already since we're getting closer to the market opening, those tweets, those rumors, or those analysis shit like that that's coming out, it's gonna get traders and investors worried. So they might start dropping their coins right now because they're hitting. You'll see how when the market opens, how Bitcoin and Ethereum and S&P are synchronized. So that's why you can use Bitcoin and Ethereum throughout the weekend to know how the United States economy happens. That's why on Sunday you'll see sudden drops. And when you see those drops on Sundays, it's because whether it be Trump tweeted something, or Russia, or a little war, or Israel, it's always something like that. But we still got a lot of time left. It's still 9 in the morning. We got to pay attention to where we're going to be at by 1 p.m. 1 p.m. I'm in Arizona right now. 1 p.m. Why? Because once you got to think about that the S&P doesn't open to the public, but it activates again. So at 3 o'clock, all the news, all the data that's happening during the weekend gets fucking finally into the market. And that's why you'll then see, and then crypto closes at 5 p.m. So that's halfway already. So that's when Bitcoin really starts going for the actual move. If we hold this position where we are right now, around 1 o'clock still, and we get closer to 3, and we don't get no spontaneous push on up with Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're gonna hold that position and start going down or just maintain that area, because you'll see once S&P 500 opens, it's either gonna open in the same area or a little bit lower. We should have opened excited because we're getting close to the Fed. We just had great news, pretty much bad news that pushes the Fed onto cut interest rate. But that's not good. Like, all these bad data that we're getting is not good. So we're getting close to the Fed. We might have a little jump on down, because that always happens with the markets, where the markets where they'll just start volatilizing a lot of the nervousness. Even though we have a high percentage that he's going to cut interest rates, people are still going to be nervous, especially if Sunday right now we start getting some tweets, or tomorrow's data is going to move it around. But let's go to it on Bitcoin on the weekly now. I keep mentioning for Bitcoin, the first price we need to break was this important area right here, which is this price. It has a strong weekly resistance right here, and we currently broke it. Now, it is important for this week to hold in between that area and this next weekly resistance. This is your final one. So this is going to be a tough area. It's normal for the market to be acting this way, because we're breaking to the last really weekly resistance. And then once we get to the Fed, all this is driven by the Fed. It's following the S&P 500. Now let's go to the weekly. The daily, my bad. Daily wise, also we're in the 50 Fibonacci for the daily, so it makes sense why also Bitcoin is acting this way. It's very a crucial point. I didn't think it would break it throughout the day, because it's most likely gonna stay in this section right here, like I said, waiting for the Fed, just volatilizing there. But if we get some sort of really bad news this Sunday opening or Monday, then yeah, you're gonna see Bitcoin and it's gonna fucking fake you out. And as we get to Tuesday, we get some sort of good data and emotions driven up the market for the Fed comes out, all that bullshit. You're gonna see Bitcoin then recover and whatnot. If we do go to those prices and bad shit happens, bad news, tweets, all that shit from here to Monday. I don't believe it's gonna happen like that. What else? What else? Is it 12-hour candle? Yeah, it was a 12-hour candle. So here on Bitcoin, we had 3 candle blocks. So yeah, your first one gives you your resistance. Your second one gives you support. You box them up. Let me erase all this shit, because I know it's gonna be confusing as hell to you guys. All right. So I marked my 12-hour candle with the yellow to let me know there's a 12-hour candle floor resistance, whatever you want to call it. Depending how the market is moving, they have different names, support, resistance. Same line can be a support or resistance, so I just call them floors. We have a 12-hour candle floor right here, and that's where you box up, because that's where your 3 candle blocks should be breaking up, depending on how it's looking and everything. Then we go to 8-hour candle. And if you notice on your 8-hour candle, you had another one right here and whatnot. The fact that this current 8-hour candle wasn't even breaking above that, wasn't even going, you would have gone to your 4-hour candle. And you see how even getting to this 12-hour candle, we close 2 in the morning, 5 in the morning for this 12-hour candle. So then we come here to 1 o'clock, 1 in the morning, and we still reject. We can't even stay inside of it. We barely close inside of it. You go to your next candles right here, 5 in the morning, it closes inside, but you also gotta pay attention to the next hours after that, because then normally this drop happens right here, especially within 2 hours or whatever. All right, I'm gonna put my lines back up. see more Ethereum. Saturday. This Ethereum, guys. Time and date. I'm outside, so my Wi-Fi is slow. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Ah, damn. Uh, Abigail. Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe? What's up, Joe? Hi. Hey, Abigail. Mario, what are you doing? So I'm just going over Ethereum and Bitcoin because pretty much the markets tell me that the S&P is going to open a little bit lower. Either there was a tweet or something that happened globally wise that's going to affect the S&P 500. And then also, it's going to be a bunch of worriness of recession because all these numbers coming out and all this shit, days before the Fed coming, you're going to start hearing this more, the uncertainty and what we found out and breaking news type of shit. This is what it's telling me right now. Because again, we had another 3 candle box right here. This one closed, shit up. So there's your 12-hour candle box that we're holding. Actually, was a daily, so it has to be orange. The outline has to be orange, that way it was a daily candle. So let's go to 4 candle. Since we know that this day has closed at 5 p.m., I gotta pay attention to where we're gonna be at. Um, shit. Think about it. So we closed here Saturday at 5 p.m. Okay, Saturday 5 p.m. And then since Saturday was this one right here, and we closed at 5 p.m. and then we closed below it, we also had a 3 candle box right here in the 8 hour. Okay, make it more clear right here. I'll mark it with the blue, indicating to me that this is the 8 hour candle. Also the blue for the tell me that it's an 8 hour candle right here. So I can now focus on this and correlate and synchronize it with this. If I know that this daily closes here at 5, and we have another 3 candle box in the 8 hour time frame, and I gotta know then where this 8 hour candle is gonna close. So it closed at 9 in the morning. 9 in the morning, Saturday. Saturday 5. Saturday 5 a.m. 5 a.m. How about you guys? 5 a.m. 9 a.m. 13. Okay, here you go. Okay, here you go. Saturday we dropped. Then we closed here at 5 in the morning. From 5 in the morning to 9, we failed to get back inside of this 8 hour candle box, but then we made it back inside, right? So think about it. It's Saturday, 1 p.m., when we go, this is our last 4 hour candles for this day right here. So in order to activate and finish this upward movement and this daily 3 candle box still to be active, this from 1 to 4 we need to break inside of here. The fact then that this forward candle you can see right here still getting rejected. We go inside, but notice how we close at 5 in the morning below it. That was a red flag. That was a red flag. Also, you want to pay attention when we drop this low below a 3 candle back normally. You want to pay attention to your first 2 hours after that, because what it'll do then, it'll bullshit here and then get back inside of it. Normally happens with this one right here. So the fact that we closed at 1 below it, and that 5 o'clock was the last chance, and we closed and also we closed on the edge of this 8-hour candle, 3 candle box right here. So all this together was telling you, yeah, we're gonna start dropping right now. And if I put my indicator, it would have shown me that. In the 1 hour candle, it's telling me right here to go for a sell. On top of that, you guys, because once Ethereum broke this, it broke through a monthly. This is a monthly resistance right here. Let me go to the monthly. Too many colors in mine, but yeah, see, there's a monthly right here. So it's monthly resistance because it's coming from the downside on up. So the fact then, after Ethereum broke that, it created support above it. It was testing that monthly as a support, and it was working it. On top of that, my indicator here is telling me, hey, this is your rally cushion. If we stay in this cushion, we're still going to continue going on up. Right here, the fact that we break through it was your first signal right here. And then the fact that we're coming to test this monthly again was your second fucking red flag. And then my indicator telling you, yeah, this is your entry and this is going to be your targets. Target number 1, target number 2. On top of that, we're above a 12-hour candle 50 Fibonacci. Let me show you what I mean by that. It's a 12-hour candle, it's a 50 Fibonacci, and we're testing that 50 Fibonacci. Another red flag. So right here, we should create some support from right here. Ethereum what's going to do is going to wait for the S&P 500. When the S&P 500 opens, it's either going to finally push it on up, push it on down, and keep it there from 3 to 5, and close red for this week, closing below or right on that 50 12-hour candle Fibonacci. All this is crucial because what's going to do is either from here to Monday, if we sustain that, we're going to be in this region, the 12-hour candle region, which is 4,583.69. We're going to be pushing right here from Monday to Tuesday, waiting for the Fed, and the Fed's either going to save us, and you're going to see this U-shape shoot happen right here in the 12-hour candle time frame for Ethereum, or we're going to close here, or fucking anywhere here below it, and we're going to struggle, and then it's going to say, we didn't want it here, and the market is going to fucking keep on dropping on down. That's what's going to pay off for Ethereum. Watch. You see how now it's trying to recover and holding above that 12-hour candle Fibonacci? That's why I have these bubbles right here. They each represent a time frame. Yellow is 12-hour candle, green is 12-hour candle. So we have a 50 Fibonacci in the 12-hour candle time frame, and we have a 2-hour candle in this 12-hour time frame, like in this 50 Fibonacci. So this is your more important one. Why? Because think about it. We're right. We just broke this monthly support that we're holding. We're holding above 12-hour candle 50 Fibonacci. We're coming towards important data this Wednesday. So this section right now is going to be very important. And S&P is going to confirm it as it opens. You guys, you start seeing Ethereum start dropping, breaking that 12-hour candle Fibonacci, closing the day right here by 2 or between these two right here, or you're going to see it get saved, and we're going to be back here by 5 p.m. By close to your monthly. And we're going to just be volatile here Monday and Tuesday, depending how bad the Monday and Tuesday day is going to be or whatnot. But watch. That's what I see with the Ethereum happening. I got lost when I first started talking with Bitcoin and racing and going, it threw me off. That's why I love just checking Ethereum and getting me back on track to what I really want to play out, tell you guys and whatnot. And XRP is doing the same thing. So look, we had XRP that was holding this weekly support. It turned into a support. So if you see right here, this a week, and we closed right here. and we have another week right here. So you want XRP to stay between 308 and $3 pretty much. And S&P is gonna be that move. It's trying to stay above the $3 mark because that's crucial. That's mental. That's for us. That's mental right here. They know this is mental for us. $3. So we know we gotta keep at $3 to still be bullish and all that shit. People won't panic. And even on the daily, we have a 50 Fibonacci, and it's holding right there. And it's a daily. It closed at 5. Same shit with this. It's gonna wait for S&P. S&P is gonna save it and make it close above the 50 by not a lot, but by enough. Or as we get close to S&P and it's bad news, you're gonna see XRP start breaking that $3 mark and close right below it. And then Monday or Tuesday, again, it's gonna be: are we gonna stay above it, or are we gonna start going down at about $3 mark? Fed's gonna talk. You gotta save it. You're gonna see the next day right here, the next 2-3 days, just staying above this. Pay crucial attention to $3 and because that's gonna act like your next resistance as the dailies start to maintain that price range and whatnot. So watch, S&P is gonna fucking break everything down. Notice how everything's holding above these crucial daily 50 Fibonacci's. See, that's what you're seeing right now. XRP recovered right now. And here's your daily Fibonacci. There's your monthly also, where in a monthly. Oh, okay, see? And that's the crucial price, your $3. There's a monthly. So this is what you don't want to get break. You don't want to break below that. So you see how all that gives you and you put the data together, you put what's coming up this week, you see how I can see how it's gonna react. Again, it's either gonna start sale above the daily, and depending how we get to 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you gotta see it. If the S&P had bad news, you're gonna see XRP go down here and close in this area below it. I'll go into more updates around 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, you'll see this. You'll see it more happy, but as we get to 3 o'clock, you'll see a lot of activity. And you gotta see how the S&P also goes in a 3 candle box. And I think for the daily, for a 12-hour candle. Yeah, 12-hour candle. So it's still bullish. We have 3 candle box in a 12-hour time frame. So they're still bullish, but we're either gonna see the S&P 1-hour candle. You see this green cushion? You're gonna see the S&P break below this green cushion, and as the market takes or relieves everything, we close. The S&P closes at 6 p.m. your 4-hour candle, and Bitcoin closes at 5 p.m. So you're gonna break down and close around 6,576 if the S&P, the economy, the United States has bad news, or you're gonna see it barely just close right below it. And as we get to 5 o'clock, you're gonna see Bitcoin and Ethereum follow it too. If S&P closes inside it and a little bit upward where we are, same price or upward, you're gonna see Ethereum, Bitcoin, and S&P hold above those crucial prices that I mentioned. And then it's all gonna be on Monday's data, how hard it's gonna hit the S&P, and then how hard the Tuesday data is gonna hit the S&P, whether it's good or bad. They're gonna be moving Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP to those prices that I mentioned, those mental key prices that we, the regular retards, are watching, that they know that we're paying attention to. But that's all, you guys. There's a time and date. I'll come back. It's Arizona time. Hope that makes sense, because I know the first shit threw me off by going to get into Bitcoin and everything, but sorry guys.